Unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica from the scrapbooks of Adrian Freighter. There is a common Jamaican saying, be careful what you wish for, or it might just happen to you. And in the entertainment industry, there's also a saying that art mimics life. However, I doubt that any of those sayings were on the minds of ace dancehall star Vybz Kartel when he turned up on the dancehall night segment of Reggae Sumfest 2010, clad in an orange prison jumpsuit and with both hands handcuffed together, mimicking a prisoner being transferred from a jailhouse to another location. However, as if fate was being unkind to the popular dancehall star, just over a year later, what was art on the Reggae Sumfest stage became a case of real life as he was in jail facing a real murder charge for which he was later sentenced to 35 years in prison. Prior to his murder conviction, Vybz Kartel had a long relationship with Montego Bay, performing at every edition of Reggae Sumfest between 2007 and 2011. He had the enviable distinction of being the closing act on 2 occasions. In 2008, he created quite a stir when he appeared in a full white fur coat with matching fur hat. In 2009, Vybz Kartel put to bed the claim that despite being a strong lyricist, he was deficient in stagecraft as he came out blazing and had the fans jumping with an electrifying performance. In that Sumfest performance, he appeared as part of the Portmore Empire team alongside Ja Vinci, Black Rhino, Sean Storm, Indu, and Lisa Hyper. It was easy to recognize that Kartel was a real star as he was the one driving the energy on the stage. Albeit one of his songs, Jail Time, turned out to be prophetic. While I'll be paying special attention to Kartel's 2010 performance, I will first look at his 2011 performance since it was his last performance in Montego Bay before he was incarcerated. A prison jumpsuit. His performance was impressive, impactful, and in a way prophetic. In this edition of Lest You Forget, I will be revisiting that 2010 performance by Vybz Kartel from a story I wrote for The Gleaner, which was published on July 24, 2010, under the headline, A Killer Night. The killer in the headline was in reference to an award that was given to ace DJ Bounty Killer by the promoters of Sumfest for his phenomenal contribution to dancehall music over the years. The story read as follows. With no lingering feuds, Thursday night's dancehall night segment of Reggae Sumfest 2010 at the Catching All Entertainment Centre in Montego Bay was a rather mild affair, as the stinging and oftentimes contentious lyrics of former years was replaced by a much more sober offering. In fact, the highlight of the night was probably the special award presented to a rather mellow bounty killer who was specially recognized for his contribution to Jamaica's music and the unselfish manner in which he has allowed other artists who have subsequently become stars to flourish under his watch. In his performance, which came prior to him receiving the award, Bounty Killer openly discussed his recent troubles, which included being jailed and losing his United States visa. The veteran DJ also used the opportunity to call on the government to show some urgency in the fight against poverty, especially in the wake of the recent state of emergency and the displacement of high-profile dons. Outside of his social commentary, which include a tongue-lashing of shatters whom he labeled wasted sperm and society germs, Bounty Killer also demonstrated his lyrical sharpness, exciting the crowd with songs like Bad Man a Bad Man, Just Make a Duppy, Can't Believe Me Eyes, Poor People Fed Up, Riding West, and This Is How We Do It in combination with Elephant Man. The night's major drawing card, controversial DJ Vybz Kartel, who closed the show, created quite a buzz when, With the recorded newscast of his recent arrest blaring through the massive speakers, he was led to center stage in handcuffs, clad in a US-style orange prison jumpsuit. With blasting firecrackers greeting his entrance, Kartel went straight into lyrical overdrive as soon as the handcuffs were removed. He soon had the fans in a frenzy, belting out songs such as Outer Road Again, Idler, Shatter Zone, Bicycle, Virginity, and Ramping Shop. However, with the morning sun out in all its glory, fans steadily began to drift towards exit, with Kartel in the peak of his performance. He ended the performance on a high. With the art in Kartel's 2010 performance becoming life in his 2011 arrest, he has since been absent from the Sumfest stage, languishing in a prison cell. However, in looking back at his many performances at Reggae Sumfest, there is no question that he was quite impactful, and as a consequence, his Sumfest tour is one of those unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica. Unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica from the scrapbooks of Adrian Freitas. Before you go, please remember to subscribe.